Stamping friends, Melissa Kerman here with Melissa's Crafting Treehouse. Today I have one of my club and free card kit projects for you. This is one of the March-April 2020 projects, and I'll be featuring the Flowering Foils Designer Series paper. This is a specialty paper that's only available during celebration, and there are 4 different patterns, and it's specialty because of the embossed elements on this. So this one has just silver, this one has just copper, and these 2 floral pieces have both silver and copper elements to them. And I'm going to show you designs I've done with each of the 4 patterns, and if you receive one of these in the mail as a free card kit, as one of 3, you will get a random selection of the designer paper, and there will be a few different color schemes as well. So for this, I'm using a sentiment from the Perennial Birthday stamp set, specifically that big happy birthday. And I'm going to start with a version that is sort of a more masculine color scheme. And I'm going to start with stamping the sentiment in Night of Navy ink. And I'm just going to set that aside for a minute. And then I'm going to do some sponging. Now with this designer paper, you can use a variety of different sponges. You can use sponge daubers, the sponge brayer, and regular old sponges like this kind. I'm going to use a combination of these sponging options just for fun and show you the versatility of them. So I'm going to start with using my sponge brayer, just inking it up, and I'm going to start on the bottom end, and I'm going to do a little bit more towards the bottom than towards the center because I want it to be a little darker at the bottom. And then I'm going to switch to using my sponges. So next I'm going to use my Pear Pizzazz, and with a sponge this time, kind of fading into the navy there. And then I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow. And I'm just using circular motions just to get a nice even coverage. And I want it to be a little bit lighter in the center, and again darker around the top and bottom. So it almost looks like I have 4 colors there. My navy at the bottom, Mossy Meadow at the top, this is Pear Pizzazz, and then a paler part that's the Night of Navy, but just not as much ink. Now I'm going to begin the assembly of my card. Now this is the one pattern that really is well suited to a more masculine look. So I wanted to choose colors that would lend itself to that. I know people are often looking for masculine themed cards, so I always like to offer that as an option if I can. So now I've got my stamped sentiment, just putting that element together. And then I am going to put Stampin' Dimensionals on the back side. And there's my simple masculine happy birthday card. For this next version, I'm going to use this floral designer paper from the Flowering Foils specialty paper. And I'm going to use Night of Navy on the flowers, starting with some dark color in the center. And I'm using a sponge dauber because that gives me some control over where I apply my colors. And I'm doing lighter colors towards the outside edge and deeper, darker colors towards the center. These sponge daubers are so easy to use. So I'm going to go into the center and kind of fan out towards the outside of the flower, going with the contour or the shape of the flower. And next I'm going to use some Mossy Meadow for the foliage. Putting it on a bit of an angle to get the color mostly in the leaf shape. Go over my little buds just a little bit with some of the blue. And now just the simple assembly. This has adhesive on the back side already. Just centering it on my piece. It goes all the way side to side. And then just a little edge on the top and the bottom of white. And then I've already done my sentiment piece. And I've already got dimensionals on the back side. I've taken the backings off already. And then it's just going to get attached in the center. There we go. So there are my 2 cards done with the navy and greens color scheme. Now I've done a couple of others in some different color schemes. So this will be one of the color schemes with the navy. The other option will be purples. So I've used that floral design paper with 4 colors, Melon Mambo, Gorgeous Scrape, Pacific Point, and Bermuda Bay. And then last but not least, I have this one other pattern that I've done. And this one was done with the sponge daubers with Gorgeous Scrape, Pacific Point, and Bermuda Bay. And then I just did some blending of those colors so that I've almost created some new colors in the mix as well. And this one's just going to get attached to Gorgeous Scrape, and it'll have a sentiment just like that one. And then I'll have another version of this card. I hope you've enjoyed my card with the Flowering Foils Designer Series paper. As a reminder, this is one of my club and free card kit projects. To learn more about how you can get free card kits, check out the link in the video description below. I hope you enjoyed my project today, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with friends, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for spending some time with me today, and happy crafting!